All right, I am Tate Frazier of the Titus and Tate Podcast, and I am joined by the first pick of the Charlotte Hornets ever in 1988. Am I right about this? Yes. So Rex Chapman, as you know from Twitter, blocker charge. So Rex Chapman, how many people come to you about the Hornets versus Twitter these days? Is it all about Twitter?
It's all about Twitter now. And most of the young players.
And how do you feel about that?
I think it's the dumbest shit ever.
I just wanted to get that on the record.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's dumb.
It's almost as dumb as the charge call itself, which is very stupid.
I want that gone.
Okay.
The whole blocker charge needs to be taken out. I don't like it. You shouldn't be allowed to just run over and stand in front of somebody.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, if you're guarding on the ball, it's your own man.
Yeah, one-on-one.
One-on-one, but
Yes.
help defense. The charge, really?
Yeah, come on, Brad Davidson. We know we're pointing at you right now. We should also point out Indiana basketball and Duke basketball. You went to Kentucky, I went to North Carolina.
Yep.
So these are two ideologies that are a little bit different from us, and they like to take charges.
Yes.
They pride themselves on charges. So should we call them out right now and just say, grow up and play real blue blood basketball like North Carolina and Kentucky?
Exactly.
Perfect.
Yeah,
That's what we want.
I don't need Woj and those guys just slapping the floor and taking charges on people.
No, we don't need that. We don't need Butler doing that.
No, it's ridiculous.
We do
False
not,
hustle.
Yeah, we do not like the 2010 national championship game. That was not for Rex Chapman and I.
No, it was not.
But we're figuring it out. Speaking of the whole Twitter world, it's a very interesting space because, like you said, there's a lot of people that follow you on Twitter. They see dogs, bruh. You know, they see blocker charge, and they're all hyped up on all things Rex Chapman. Has it been weird, that transition from being like the basketball player Rex Chapman that everyone knows and loves from Kentucky versus being a Twitter personality, which most people don't like Twitter personalities, but you seem to be, you're like the Chrissy Teigen of basketball. People seem to love you.
Thank you, man. Really. Nothing finer's ever been said.
Yeah, the Chrissy Teigen of basketball. I'm going to go ahead and trademark that. That'll be our new block of charge. Yeah.
It's great. It's really weird. Growing up and, kind of becoming famous in sports.
Yeah, of course.
That's weird.
Yes.
And then, I was unfamous for a while.
Yes, of course.
And then
you're like the Robert Downey Jr. of basketball.
Rags to riches to rags.
Yes.
Back to riches, maybe to rags.
I kind of like the up and down. It's like a fun roller coaster as we get through this. I want to talk about a guy that's been compared to you, and I think it's a great comparison. That's Tyler Herro.
Both white?
Both white.
Yep.
Well, maybe that's why.
Yeah, dark hair at one point.
Yeah,
yes,
I see kind of the pieces being put together, but I love Tyler Herro's game. He was kind of unconscious, and the Hornets had a chance to pick him, but they took another Kentucky guy, P.J. Washington, who has been great, and I love P.J. Washington. But was there a little bit in you that you were happy the Hornets didn't take Tyler Herro?
No.
To keep the Rex Chapman legacy alive?
Oh, no. I think Tyler... I felt bad when he was coming out of high school that he hadn't played a game, and they're comparing him, making comparisons and whatnot. Once he got there and I saw him, and I told many of the scouts last summer, he's going to be better than I was as a pro. He'll stay healthy. He'll be durable. He's a little bigger. Maybe not as just bouncy, but shoots it way better, way more consistent.
Nice.
And Miami is a perfect place for him. I think Tyler's going to have a terrific career.
It is funny when you look at the Heat team, and we don't have to get into the minutia of the NBA, but you got like Bam Adebayo and Jimmy Butler, who are both like the clinical classic all-stars that you'd expect on a team, and then they have Tyler Herro and Duncan Robinson.
Yeah.
And it
Kendrick
works.
Nunn.
Yeah,
another
Nunn has been
undrafted, player. I played in Miami for a year, and it was fantastic. And they get guys, they scout guys, they draft guys who are workers. And if you're a worker and you have talent, you go to Miami and you flourish. Jimmy Butler, for instance, he'll have a great year. He's all cut up. You got to be under 10% body fat down there.
Yep.
And I'm really happy. I love when they draft our guys because I know they're going to shine.
Yeah, there's one of those. Wayne Ellington went down to Miami for a couple of years, and he told me that it saved his NBA career because he was like, they made me work, and so they actually track when you go to the gym. Yes. They have all these things that they have going on with Pat Riley down there.
Yeah, and Mickey Harrison, the owner, he's done it the right way, and he gave Pat the control because Pat knows basketball, and it's still Pat's way down there, and you either buy in or they'll trade you.
Yeah, and we've seen that work out with Hassan Whiteside. They were like, we will trade you. That's how that works. Funny that you mentioned Pat Riley. There's this whole group of guys like the Jerry West, right? We always see whatever team that Jerry West is on is the team that's going to win the title. At least that's what it's been like for the past 5 or 6 years. It's like Jerry West is now working with the Clippers. Oh, they're going to win the title. You see Pat Riley, what he's done with the Heat. He's kind of behind the scenes. But these are kind of guys that are all for Vlade in Sacramento. All these guys are running teams now. So knowing them and just seeing the touch that they have on the game, is it fun to see them be the front office and see that their attitude, ideology, whatever, kind of trickles down to the players?
No question about it. And I feel the same way about, one of my best friends is Danny Ainge.
Yeah.
And Danny and I played against each other a long time. And then he ended up coaching me at the end of my career.
Yeah.
And we've been the best of friends for years. But Danny is a basketball guy. The one thing about all these guys, from Vlade to Jerry to Kupchak, those guys really, they know what they're looking at talent-wise. And I think some of the guys who struggle in the league, they don't really know what they're looking at, and they have to rely on others. And, they just cut out a lot of the bullshit when you actually know what you're looking at scouting a player and know what you like and what your coaching staff likes. And, I think some of it does come from playing. You don't have to have played, but I'm sure happy for those guys. And, hey, they're my age-ish and running teams. I love it.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's kind of funny to me. I remember Leigh Brown, one time he told me the reason that people like to keep him around because he could walk into a gym and tell you who the best player was on the floor. And it might not mean that he could coach them the best, but he would tell you Allen Iverson's the best player there, or Chauncey Billups is the best player, or whatever it may be. He could go there and spot him. He's like, that was the value I had, because other coaches would, say, oh, Larry thinks that person. Oh, Emmanuel Mudiay, he's going to be a star because Larry thinks he's going to be a star.
That's right. It's easy to look at. It's easy to look at Allen Iverson and go, hey, all right.
Pretty good.
You walk in, but it's not as easy to walk in and go, Kendrick Nunn's the best player in the gym. This guy who's ended up being undrafted. The Miami Heat saw that. They take a chance on him, just a rookie free agent. And he's starting for them. It's amazing.
Out of Detroit, out of Oakland, and now everyone's saying, how did everyone pass on this guy? And it's the classic story. It's the same with Giannis being 15th. They're like, how could you pass on this guy? But you got to understand what you're looking for. Like
you do. And a lot of times making it and not making it in the NBA there's a very slim margin there. If you get a coach who really believes in you, throws you out there for 20 minutes a night, you might have a 10-year career. If you don't, find that coach who believes in you, you may flounder and go up and down the G League and play everywhere but the NBA.
I call that the Taiwan Lawson. When he had George Karl in Denver, they were running an up-tempo system. Everything worked out well, and then when he lost George Karl, it was kind of like another coach isn't going to believe to make you run that primary break. So now you're in China.
And very few of us are for every coach. Michael Jordan's for every coach, Giannis, all those guys. The rest of us, though, we're not liked by everyone. We need to go to the places where they appreciate what we do.
Yes, exactly. My final thing before I let you get out of here and get back to the big world of what are you doing here in Vegas? You're doing the Retired Players Association, right? You're just making the rounds?
I'm doing some of that, but I'm here with Kentucky to do UK radio and TV stuff.
That's what we like to hear.
And cheer for my Wildcats and cheer against your Tar Heels.
But
I'm a Roy guy. Roy recruited me in college for Carolina under Dean.
Oh, let's talk about that. Did you go to 5-star basketball camp?
I did. MVP, baby.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah. So Roy Williams, that was like the big story with Roy. He got Mike Jordan, at the time was Mike Jordan, to go to 5-star basketball camp. So you were basically in the same lineage. You were
right after them. Right after them. Yeah. Michael's 5. He's 5 or 6 years older, but
freshman year was 82. So
and my freshman year at UK was 86. So 4 years.
So we watched my Mark Titus, who could not be here right now. We watched the 0-2 Indiana Duke Sweet 16 game the other day, and the Kentucky fans, surprisingly, they were all saying we were pulling for Indiana so hard in that game. Which, if you're a historian in college basketball, it's weird to hear Kentucky fans.
No, not a chance.
Not a chance.
No, I root for Carolina. I really do.
Okay. Yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. That's how I felt when I grew up. It was like Kentucky and Carolina were sort of on the same side. We both hated Duke. And so it was kind of like we had this mutual hate. And you realize in the way of basketball, it's like war. You know what I mean? It's like we're the allied forces.
Exactly.
We're going to be on the same side of this thing. But you said you still have the Indiana hate, but when will we get that rivalry back?
That's I hope soon.
Yeah, let's get it back.
I do. And I don't really hate Indiana. They're a rival of ours, and they were a bitter rival of ours when I was playing. We had Louisville and Kentucky, and then we had Kentucky and Indiana. We stopped playing them a few years ago I hope we resume it because it's a really fun series, and Indiana takes their basketball really seriously.
Yes.
They're just on the other side of the bridge, so
Yes.
I would like for that to resume.
Who will be, in your opinion, just this weekend, the main guy that you would say, oh, that's probably the best player in this tournament? Because we've seen the Malik Monk years and all these types of years where you're like, that's the guy that's going to have a breakout performance. We just talked to Caleb Weston. He might be a guy for Ohio State.
Yeah.
But is there anyone on your mind you're like, that's a guy I could see kind of blowing up this weekend?
I'm not sure I know enough about the other three teams right now. I know a little bit about Carolina.
Well, there's no one on North Carolina that will do that this weekend.
The guy for Kentucky would be Ashton Hagans, probably.
Yes. He had 10 steals last year.
Yeah, and against Kobe White.
Against Kobe White.
And I talked to Kobe about him last year. I said, tell me about Ashton. He said, unbelievable defender. He said, got to work on his offense. And he really does. And I told Ashton that not long ago. He knows that he can guard in the NBA today.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's strong, and he's a kid who reclassified to come out early.
Yeah.
So he's really just kind of finding his groove. He can guard. He's strong, really athletic, active, great anticipation. Just got to get his jumper a little better.
And he was one of those guys. I know a lot of people were pointing to Anthony Edwards, right, with Georgia, and they're like, this is their first big recruit. But Hagans was going to Georgia, and then he reclassed.
Wow.
And then, I mean, there could be a crazy backcourt there.
Yeah.
So Rex Chapman, of course, great Kentucky legend, a great Charlotte Hornet legend, and also now a great Twitter legend.
Blocker charge, baby.
Yeah, this is all happening. all the layers of this. So we appreciate you, Rex. Thanks so much, man.
Appreciate it.
Perfect.
Do you want to do a little?
Oh yeah. So I'll
What do you wanna do?
I'll play you the Bill Walton promo so you get an idea of what.